welcome to Breaking Tackles. This is the New York Giants podcast hosted by me, Antonio Reyes. I'm glad we're back for another season covering the New York Giants. I am excited. I'm motivated to cover the New York Giants, do a way better job than I did last year. I'll admit it myself. I wasn't there, man. I wasn't there the whole entire time. I was not into it. For some reason, it must have been the year that we had last year. It just must have been something, but I just wasn't in it. I'm in it now, and I'm going to deliver some good Giants content that you guys are going to be proud of. I know I'm going to be proud of it as hell. And hopefully you guys like everything that comes out of this channel and anything that I produce when it comes to Giants related or NFL related in general. We might even talk about other things other than just Giants. But this is a Giants podcast, and we will talk about the Giants here. We're going to go ahead and break down the Week 1 opponent, which is the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are coming in, and they look so similar to us. Both teams have great defense. Both teams have amazing weapons on offense. Both teams have a questionable offensive line. Questionable offensive line. And both teams have questions at the quarterback position. Real quickly, what I like about Bridgewater, his pocket awareness. What I don't like about Bridgewater, his accuracy. What I like about Daniel Jones, his accuracy. What I don't like about Daniel Jones, his pocket awareness. So it's going to be interesting which one of these two quarterbacks is going to take the team and is going to take us to the win. I really think that the Giants are the better team overall. Our depth is there. They don't have the depth that we do. And then I think that we have more tools to beat them. I feel like the way that they could beat us is only one way. I don't think that applies to us. Again, let's go ahead and break down this season. Thank you for being with us. Let's go ahead, start off with the Denver Broncos offense. The Denver Broncos run an 11 personnel for the most part as their base package. That means it's going to be 3 wide receivers on the field, 1 tight end, and 1 running back. Their featured guys on offense, obviously, is Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. Those are the 2 guys on the outside for the wide receivers. On the inside, you're either going to have KJ Hamler or you're going to have Tim Patrick on the inside, along with Noah Fant. These receiver cores on this team is outstanding, and it's something that the Giants have to tackle immediately. We cannot allow these guys to catch the ball and then go ahead and hit us with the yards after catch, because these guys are really hard to bring down. It has to be immediately tackled. One of the things that I did see in the preseason was that Bridgewater didn't put the ball exactly where you would want it to be in terms of like giving a guy a chance to catch it and run. It was a lot of the balls. It was just awkward throws that his receivers did a lot of work for. They grabbed it and they also made big plays happen. So yes, Bridgewater could eventually have, let's say this Sunday, a really good game where he actually spots the ball where it's supposed to be. But for the most part, if he is feeling that pressure, he is not going to go ahead and spot that ball where it's supposed to. We just got to put hands on the ball, and we got to play some tip drills and make sure that the defense catches some of those deflections. And that's going to be very important. So man coverage, in my opinion, is going to be the way to go against this team. We just got to have safeties on top, man coverage. If we can't do man, that's fine. I like the Giants in the zone. I think that the defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham, understands that the Giants are also a really good zone team. We play both on this defense, but zone, I really like the Giants zone. But whatever, it has to be just tight coverage overall. We can't just allow free releases because these guys will eat us up. It's just a very good, potent offense. I think the question, again, like I mentioned before earlier, is at the quarterback position. Melvin Gordon is still pretty good. I think people are not giving Melvin Gordon enough credit. This guy breaks tackles. This guy catches from behind the line of scrimmage. This guy is a reliable running back. So we need to go ahead and make sure that, again, just like any other game, we're stopping the run at first. If we have not only their passing attack going, but also their running attack going, it might be a long day for us. We might be giving up a lot of runs. Granted, one thing that I'm scared about in this game is that the New York Giants are coming in and their tackling hasn't been there. So that's something obviously that from week 1 to week 4, we might have some tackling issues. Hopefully, it's not a big deal. Also, the other team that we're facing is going to have the same thing. Yes, the one thing though is that the Broncos did have more of their starters play more preseason snaps than we did. So they might look a little bit more sharper than us. But let's see. Coach Judge and his philosophy on the preseason and not having his starters play that much, I personally didn't like it. But let's see if it pays off early in the first 4 weeks of the season, especially in this game. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, the Denver Broncos, they love their vertical passing game. They run a lot of short routes, but they do pepper in some vertical passing plays here and there. When they're in their 2 tight end personnel, they are running the ball a lot, and they're running usually a lot of outside zone in that formation. The New York Giants have to make sure that obviously when they see the 2 tight end formation, load the box. Let's go ahead and just make sure that they do not get the runoff. They do pass off of obviously from the 2 tight end formation. I'm not saying that it's just strictly a run. We have seen teams before in the past, especially last year, where they're in 2 tight end formations. It's like an automatic lockdown run. I think it was Seattle that we saw last year. That's an automatic run if they're in 2 tight end formation. This team likes to throw the ball at all times, no matter what formation. They're a pass first team, in my opinion. But again, what would surprise some Giants fans that they probably wouldn't know is that we had 40 sacks last year. The Denver Broncos only had 42 sacks, and you would think that the Denver Broncos had the bigger names. Yes, Von Miller missed a whole bunch of games. I think Von Miller pretty much missed the entire season last year, if I can recall. But that goes neither here or there. The Giants are a really good defensive team. So our defense just needs to make sure that we keep it under 21 points. If we could keep the Denver Broncos to 17 points, that should be enough for the offense to take over. Turnovers. The Denver Broncos were really bad in turnovers. They were negative 19 in turnovers last year. So we need to make sure that we turn the ball over this game. There's no reason why we shouldn't go ahead and be winning in the turnover battle in this game. To wrap up the side of the Denver's offense, we're talking about real quick what Giant players need to step up. Obviously, all of them need to step up, but we'll talk about specific guys that we want to see just shine in this game and impact the game. And we're going to single-handedly talk about some players. First and foremost is my guy, who I think is going to break out this year. I think this is going to be his year, Lorenzo Carter. I think this is your year, young man. Show us that you are that weak side outside linebacker that could just tear things up. I think this guy is just good on run down, on pass down. I'm really happy to see what he's going to deliver for us on Sunday. My concern with both outside linebackers in our offense, which is going to be Lorenzo Carter and obviously our outside linebacker on the other side, it's Shane Zimenez. Or Julari, whoever's going to be there on the other opposite side. Contain. Too many times I'm seeing on Giants videos, on Giants plays, that they're just V-lining, literally like the shape of a V, like a triangle. Think about the top of the triangle. The top of the triangle is the quarterback. And you just see these guys sometimes just go V-lining out there trying to make the triangle shape, when sometimes it requires you to go straight. It requires you to kind of meet the quarterback at a 90-degree angle, because you just have to contain sometimes. It's not just go straight line to the quarterback. And the reason why is that because sometimes if they go outside, if you go too deep, quarterback could just bounce it out. Running play could just bounce it out. And that's the importance of containing. If a defense has contain assignments down packed, that makes everybody in defense plays just that much better. So, Lorenzo Carter, I'm expecting to see impact in the pass game in terms of sacks or hits on the quarterback, and I'm expecting to see impact on the run game. And obviously, the next guy that we want to see is, and I don't know. We'll go check it out. But what we want to see is Blake Martinez. Does he take the next step and become a better pass defender? We saw an amazing interception where he was, I guess he was playing cover two when he was playing the deep, the middle guy in the cover two, the hook to curl, where you actually have to cover the deep 1/3. You go as deep as in the middle. Obviously, because the two safeties on the cover two are covering, the two hashes of the field, the deep sides. So the middle of the field is kind of exposed on a cover two unless you have that speed linebacker that's going to cover. Again, we didn't address that. That was my biggest problem this year. We didn't address that passing middle linebacker. Did Blake Martinez step his game up where he is going to be just that? I don't know. You guys tell me, what do you guys think in the comments? I don't know for sure, but I do hope he does step up his game even more. James Bradbury just needs to keep being James Bradbury. And this defense, man, I love everything about this defense. My concern in this defense is Tomlinson is no longer here. My biggest concern is Dexter Lawrence. Lawrence, this is your third year. You are a first-round draft pick. To my expectations of Dexter Lawrence, he has not met them. And again, let's be honest. I think all of Dave Gettleman's first-round draft picks have been bust. All of them. Or not bust, but they haven't helped the Giants enough. Well, we got Saquon, first-round draft pick. We got Daniel Jones, first-round draft pick. And we got Dexter Lawrence, first-round draft pick. This is their year where they need to step up and do their thing. And we'll go ahead and we'll see how that works. This defense has the mix. They run really well. Patrick Graham knows exactly what he's doing. I'm not concerned with the Denver offense unless the New York Giants offense puts them in a bad position. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the New York Giants offense and the Denver Broncos defense. So we've spoken about this Broncos defense before. We've spoken when we broke down the preview, where we broke down the first 4 games of the season. You could check that video up on YouTube. It's right there. It's my last video that I posted. The Denver Broncos defense, it's a defense that is set up to stop the pass. It is a pass dangerous, maybe the most dangerous team when it comes to putting a person in a third and long or in a third and obvious passing down situation. Why the Giants need to get ahead. Giants need to be the ones to score points first to keep that Denver Broncos defense guessing, where it's not necessarily going to be pass when they want it to be a pass, and it's not going to be a run when they think it's going to be a run. The Denver Broncos look a lot. They're 3-4 defense, 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. They look a lot like a 5-2 in the sense of it doesn't really look. It's not an off. It's not like the Giants 3-4. They're 3-4 looks like a 5-2, except for that Von Miller and Chubb are not with their hands down. That's the only reason why it's not considered a 5-2, because it's not 5 down linemen with their hands down. Chubb and Von Miller obviously are with their hands up, but they're really tight to the linemen. So if you see it, it's just 5 guys. It looks like they're gonna rush it's gonna rush the passer, and it could be a 5-man rush. It could be sometimes a 3-man rush. That's what they switch it up on this defense. You never know who's coming. I like that aspect of it from what I saw from the preseason. You have to test the run by running it outside, specifically running it towards Von Miller. Von Miller is a small frame guy that, on top of that, obviously Von Miller's tested, but Von Miller is also getting up there in age for a defensive lineman of his size. He's not a big guy. So we have to go ahead and run it towards the right side of this ball, of this offensive line, and we got to test the run out. We got to get positive yardage on the run. On top of that, let's see. So right off the bat, I'll tell you right now, A key guy in this game is going to be Saquon Barkley. How many carries are the Giants going to give Saquon Barkley? I'm not sure. I'm guessing that it's going to be about 20 touches, pass and run, and then that's going to be it for him for the game. But in the meantime, while we have Saquon Barkley there, that man needs to shine and needs to break tackles and needs to do his thing. Again, this defense, yes, they have amazing defensive backs. But if we could go ahead and set up the play action, that's gonna hurt anybody. I don't care if you have the most amazing defense. If the run game was working, the play action is gonna set it up. We gotta set up screens. The Denver Broncos, when they see it's a pass, when it's an actual pass, they are again the same thing that we explained. That triangle to the quarterback, and this is the problem. This is the big problem. The difference between Bridgewater and Daniel Jones, in my opinion, guys, is Bridgewater will extend plays, passing plays with his legs. Daniel Jones, on the other hand, will scramble, not extend the plays. And that's the two difference between those two quarterbacks. I think that Daniel Jones is a better passer than Bridgewater, but Bridgewater extend plays, which is the most dangerous thing. Daniel Jones needs to scramble more often than not in this game because you know what, the middle of the field is gonna part like the Red Seas because this defense likes to rush the passer on kind of like a circular way, so they're not going straight ahead. They usually just form the pocket around the quarterback. So if you move back, if you stay there where you at, Daniel Jones is gonna have a terrible day. If Daniel Jones steps up in the pocket, even gets out of the pocket sometimes, because remember, again, that same loop that we were talking about, where if you're going in a triangle formation to the quarterback, if the quarterback gets outside the loop, you're in trouble. So Daniel Jones, we need to see something on Daniel Jones that we just have not seen ever in his career. We have seen him scramble. He does scramble, and we need him to scramble in this game. And obviously, pray for the best that he does not get hurt. Again, we're not gonna. Are we gonna have our offensive weapons? Or are we gonna have? I think Tony's gonna play for sure. What's Kenny Galladay? Is Kenny Galladay gonna play? I believe so. Is Ingram gonna play? I don't know. And Ingram is gonna be really important. But we also have Kyle Rudolph if he doesn't. But guys, please understand that Evan Ingram is a threat in this team. Why do you think that Evan Ingram has been one of the most targeted players in our offense? Is because he is legit a mismatch on offense against a safety, against a linebacker. It doesn't matter. It's just a mismatch. So stop trying to wish get Ingram out of there. I hope he's benched. I hope he's hurt. Stop being an idiot. If this guy can just put it together, catch the ball, if freaking Jason Garrett could have him running more vertical routes up the middle of the field, it's going to be a beautiful Pro Bowl season for that man. And not a fake Pro Bowl like last year where, everybody was hurt on it looks like on the NFC when it comes to the tight ends. And he just pretty much won it by default, even though he had ugly numbers. He had one touchdown last year. I think this is going to be a big year for Evan Ingram. Again, my guys this year for big years on offense are Barkley, Ingram for sure. And if Jones could get it together and do his thing, like I think he could, if he figures out the pocket stuff, the awareness, the ability to extend plays, Darius Slayton might have a breakout year. Darius Slayton. So again, Slayton, Ingram, Barkley are my guys for this offense this year. And I think that this game, regardless of the fact, guys, this is a tough game. It all comes back down to the quarterbacks. Denver doesn't blitz a lot. Denver will send at most 5. They won't send more than that. They trust their corners. They trust their defensive line. So we got to get on early downs. Like I mentioned this on the video before, we got to get it down. We got to get it down packed, nice and early, and we got to make things happen. that's going to wrap up this video. This is the first video of the season. I'm excited for the first video of the season. My God, I can't tell you how excited I am that the season is going to start. It's a short video, guys. We're going to start getting things ramped up now that the season is underway. We're going to break down film after the game. I'm going to show you clips, not that what clips that everybody else is talking about. I'm going to break down my own clips. I'm going to post them on my Twitter. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, is N_Tony O. That's actually my personal Twitter. You guys can follow me there too. But BT Giants is my, obviously all Giants talk Twitter, breaking tackles, Giants, BT Giants. Find me over there. And guys, let's have fun this year. I know I have a feeling that I'm going to have fun regardless of the fact of how the season goes, because I'm going to really deliver you guys content that you guys are going to appreciate. So believe in me. I know I could bring it. I know I could talk about a lot of good stuff. I saw one of my old podcasts and I was listening to it and I was like, holy shit, man, this shit actually was pretty good. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. If you have any questions, anything you guys want me to add, any suggestions on the podcast, feel free. Again, I would appreciate a like. I would appreciate subscribe, comments, interact with me either on Twitter or on the YouTube page. Love is love, guys. I'll see you guys on hopefully Monday when we make the post-game review for the Giants win over the Denver Broncos. All right, guys. So for BT Giants, I'm Antonio, and you have yourself a good one. Peace.